Hey YouTube, today I want to do a review of the MG Cool Band 3. This is a sort of sports tracker kind of device and it can actually record your heartbeat, or at least it claims to, and your step counter and distance based on the steps, and basically display it in a nice little band, a bit like a Fitbit but much cheaper. So I imported this from China using GearBest, and I think I'll just start with the box. I mean, there it is. It's not much to it. It's just a, where's it going to focus? It's just a sort of greyish dark black box thing. Comes with the band in there and the USB cable that I've used. It's just, oh no, and it's like the mount, so you can actually like attach this in to charge. It's just a clip. So this is the watch itself. I've been using it now for 2 days. And it has some good points and some bad points, and I just really want to talk about them. So, starting off with the watch itself, it's reasonably comfortable. It does feel a bit cheap, admittedly, but I've never had one of these sports watches before. I've always just had regular watches, so I can't really compare it to another one. It might be the same, but I would hope if I got a more expensive one, the band might be a little bit more comfortable. It is sort of rubberized, but it's probably kind of like fake cheap rubber. I should say at this point I paid £8 for this, so it's pretty impressive for that sort of price. Normally it's 15, I think it has gone up now to £15. Anyway, to get to the watch itself, I will display this to the camera. So this is what it looks like most of the time. It's just sort of black and shiny and reflective. I think that's going to focus. And if I touch the bottom there, it's actually an OLED display. And yeah, that looks quite clear there. And you can see at the top there, you've got the, in the top left, you've got a Bluetooth icon because it's connected to my phone. It's got the current date and month, and the day is Saturday, battery level, time. There's actually multiple watch faces, impressively, in this. So it's possible to have an analog face, and there's like a couple of other different watch faces. You can cycle through by touching at the bottom of the display. There's a thing for like a sort of touch sensitive thing. It's not showing anything at the moment for the heart rate because I haven't got it on. I'm just going to put it on now and maybe it will start displaying something. I'll do the rest of this review. So if I can get that to work. So that's the heart rate, that's the step counter. Focus. So you can see I've done 8,264 steps with some sort of fake looking Nike trainer things there. I'm sure they haven't paid for anything for that, and it's calculated distance. It does that based off your step length, which you input into the app, which I'll show you in a sec. So now you can actually see my heart rate. Ooh. Get the focus on. There we are. So it's getting my heart rate on there, 81 beats per minute. I have no idea how accurate that is. So yeah, it's showing the step counter, distance, calories burnt today. Sleep, I did actually get sleep last night, so I don't know why that's wiped off. I can set a timer, I can find my phone. This is to get notifications, so it's showing in there at the moment. So I've got 3 mail messages. It's a bit silly really, because what actually happens is I got a text message in, it actually shows the text, and then I replied and it shows my reply, and then it shows the response coming back again. So really, it's probably not worth having that, and I wouldn't get it for notifications. I mean, it did vibrate my wrist, but I really wouldn't use it for that. Okay, so something that wasn't very clear to me, if I get back into here, is that because I was trying, it's probably easy to take this off, because I was trying to actually show, I was just trying to actually find out how to do things like change the watch faces and, well, other stuff like, for example, the timer. How do you actually get it to do anything? It's a long press, so I'm just going to do it now. So, oh, sorry, it's stopwatch. And now I can do one press there to start, one to stop. Long press does a reset, I think. Yeah, there we are. And again, that's to find the phone. It's a long press, and I can actually go, oh, and I can do a long press on here, and I can show you the different watch faces. So it vibrates, and that's the one I'm on. That's for the analog clock, and there's another digital, and then back again. I'll just hold that back down and get that up. Okay, something else to show you, actually. When you get this watch, this confused me. If I go right through the cycle, at the end here, I have this K1 E2B3 F1 thing. So K1 is the name of the device in your Bluetooth settings. And that other one there looks like some kind of addressable piece of information. That's quite important because when you set the app up, it asks you to connect to the device. And I was looking for something like a MG Cool Band 3, something like that. And all I was getting was this K1. And I was in my office where I've got hundreds of different devices from different people. And I'm trying it, I'm just going, which one is it? So I just took a punt and it must be the one with the best signal. And sure enough it was, but that was confusing to set up. And this brings me on to the other thing about this band, is the software that's more of a problem. The band itself is very nice in terms of the display is good, as you saw, although I should point out, outdoors it's a bit of a problem. I was just using it today, it's the first time we've had any sun. And as you can tell, I'm British and yeah, there isn't much sun here. But when the sun came out, I went out for a walk today and I realised actually it's quite hard to see the display very well. It's not very clear in daylight, which is a shame, but yeah, the rest of the time it is pretty clear. And you can do the sort of twist to light it up thing, but that's an option in the app. I'll get to that. So, now onto the app. So I've got this installed on my Android phone. I don't know what it's like for the iPhone. It uses this app called the Wear Fit 2.0. So it's a bit weird to set this up, as in I had to connect to K1. I was not, I don't know why they call it K1. That's ridiculous. It should be like MG Cool or something. Anyway, this is what the app looks like. Let's see if I can get that looking good on here. I'm gonna focus on it. So, yeah, there we are. We have, so I'll go there yet. We have in there the number of steps. It's trying to sync up now. You've got a goal, and I said 8,000, so I've gone over my goal already today. And this is sleep, as you can see, yeah, 6 hours sleep, heart rate, take exercise, training plans, fatigue, health weekly. Now I've only had it a couple of days, so there may be a lot more to this that I'm missing. Right, so if we click at the top here, this is showing my steps for the day, and you can see I went out at lunchtime today, or just before lunch. I went to the War Memorial at 11 o'clock because it's the 11th today, so it's Remembrance Day. And you can see my total distance, which is just based off my stride, which I'll get onto, multiplied by the number of steps. I can't tell you if the steps are that accurate, I have no idea, but it seems about right, 3.6 miles. That does seem about right, because it was there and back. Number of calories burnt, bit of text there in sort of English, and this is quite nice. It breaks down by the hour you're walking and what you've been doing. So you can sort of see between the hours of 11 and 12, yeah. Between the hours of 10 and 11, did 3,000 steps and then 4,281 on the way back. So that's kind of cool. That's daily. I can do a weekly, so you can see I've had it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now this is where it gets a bit confusing. So on Thursday and Friday, I was at work and I was cycling home. And I did tell it I'm cycling, which means the app actually has an interface for that and shows you the cycling stuff, like what's going on, your route and stuff like that. But it doesn't save it, and instead it's saying, oh, I've done all this walking, which I haven't. I've been doing cycling, and it's a different exercise, and it's not recording that properly. It's very frustrating. Anyway, back to this. I can look at my sleep for last night, and it says I slept poorly, which is probably true. I don't know. You've got this like greenish blocks and then dark blue, and the greenish ones are light sleep. Then we've got deep sleep in dark blue. Awake one time. So I managed to finally get to sleep at just before 1 AM, 59 minutes past. Got 2.5 hours deep sleep. Went up for a pee. Light sleep, deep sleep, and yeah, I mean that's pretty normal for me, I think. So I don't know if I get a week. Oh yeah, you can sort of compare it to Friday night as well. It's not much different. Or rather Friday morning, I suppose. Oh, heart rate. This is quite good. So this is showing current heart. Well, that's a bit ridiculous. It's not even on at the moment, so I don't know why it's saying that. But it has been doing a pretty good job of taking regular 5-minute intervals. So I can look at the day. I can look at the day's graph and scroll across and get. Oh, there's a big gap there. I think that's when I might have been charging it or something. And you can just see here the, how it performs during the day. It's kind of useful. It's saying I've got a very abnormal heart rate, well, abnormal rate, because if it's below 60 beats per minute, it counts as abnormal. When I'm resting, I tend to rest at 55. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, but hey, I'm not going to start getting panicky about an £8 watch and what it's telling me. But it is interesting, and I can see, I like this graph. I like being able to see sort of the variation. So you can see like my resting one at night is about 45 beats a minute, and then I'm rising up when I'm cycling to 133 or 134. I can click on actually 46 to 129. I was on my cycle home. That's when it gets a lot higher. In fact, I might be able to go to the day, go back a day. That one? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure I can do that. I haven't managed to work out how to get the data out of here. Oh, actually, you can connect it up to Google Fit, and it is working. It's sending the data to Google Fit. I haven't explored that thoroughly. Now, another one was this fatigue measure. I have no idea how this works. It comes up with a number. The higher the number, the more fatigued or stressed you are, presumably. So just now, it's saying I need to relax, so I'm making a video for YouTube instead. I like the way it shows it with a cup of tea, or coffee, whatever your choice is, I suppose. And it's saying like in the evening, I'm really unhappy and stressed out, which is really odd. Whereas, yeah, I guess when I first got this, I was very excited. I don't know. I don't know how much I should read into that. There's this training plans, which I have not explored. I guess you can set targets. It's loading something up. Oh yeah, I can train for a marathon using this watch. Health Weekly. It gives me another number. A weekly health score. Again, I'm not totally sure how much to read into that. And I'll get onto mine. This is the setting your weight information and stuff, and also the device management. I didn't fully charge this. I think I only did it to 80% when I gave it a bit of charge. It claims, I think I read it said it does 30 days of battery life. I don't know how true that is. This is useful though. This is the thing that's, so when you twist your wrist, it lights up. Now at night, because I was using it for sleep tracking, I don't want it to do that, otherwise it keeps lighting up when I'm trying to get to sleep. So I switch that off at night. It'd be nice if that was automated. It isn't. This plus thing here, lets me find the bracelet. It just starts vibrating if I press that. Photograph, I don't know what that is, and I haven't given it permission to. Yeah, it does ask for a lot of permissions, this app, and I said no, I don't want permission. I don't want to give you permission for, using my camera or looking at my files or anything, because I really don't think you need this. It wants to look at your contacts as well. Again, it does not need that, so you want to be careful with that. Right, so this is the last point on this I want to talk about. This take exercise. So in here, it always defaults to Washington, which is really dumb. And now it's, kind of showing where I am right now. And I can choose, I want to go cycling. So if I choose cycling on here, it tries to get my location, and I can press the button and say start doing exercise. And it's actually showing quite a nice interface on here, and it starts drawing where you're going. I do like this. I do think it works pretty well. The only problem is, then once I've finished, I haven't actually tried it on just a short thing like this. I slide that over, I say finish. Oh, it won't let me do it because it's too little information. Never mind. But it says it saves it, and it completely fails to do so. So it doesn't actually record that information in here. I have no record of my previous cycles, and it actually adds steps on when they're not steps. They're cycling. I'll just come around here again. So it's a shame really, because if that bit worked, for my £8 device, I think I'd be very, very impressed. As it is, I think if you want a step counter and you would like heart rate monitoring, because those are two things it does well, and sleep tracking, I can definitely recommend getting the MG Cool Band 3. It's £15 at the moment on GearBest. It might be cheaper elsewhere, but definitely worth a look. Now, if you like this review, subscribe it, hit the bell, because I've got another smartwatch on the way. I'm not going to turn this into a load of smartwatch channel thing, but when I got this, I thought, actually, I really need GPS. I do a lot of hiking. I would like to have GPS. And I researched and researched it, and I came across the Amazfit Pace, which the English editions only come out about 6 months ago. I think it's a Chinese thing. But that looks really promising, and it's on its way from China right now. So hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to get a review out about that. And that does look quite promising. It's a lot more expensive, well, relatively. I paid about £80 for it. So there we are. Oh, something's vibrating. I think it might have lost the signal with the phone or something, I don't know, but it's vibrating. Right, take care, YouTube, and I'll probably see you in a couple of weeks when I've got another video up.